Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're discussing the film that is truly one of my favourites, The Dark Knight. Without any further ado, let's get started. The Dark Knight was released back in 2008 but wasn't intended to come out as Christopher Nolan wasn't planning to release a sequel to Batman Begins and found himself making it anyway. Dark Knight is one of the very few sequels to be much more exciting and better overall movie than the original. I'm not insinuating that Batman Begins in any aspect a bad film, as it was good in its own ways, but The Dark Knight was truly a masterpiece. The ways it portrayed its incredible villain, the Joker. More on that later in the video. The Joker's plans were incredibly well formulated. His first plan was to assemble a group of thugs with clown masks, disguise as one of them and tell each of them privately to kill one of the other members. He is then the only one left and managed to rob the bank. His second plan is again to assemble a group of thugs, infiltrate the guards of speech done by the mayor and steal their uniforms and guns, and attempt to assassinate the mayor. His second last plan was to intentionally get caught by the police department after a car chase involving an RPG and surgically insert a phone-controlled bomb into a mentally ill goon and get him into the same jail. Once interrogated, he eggs the guard of the room and blackmails the police officers to give him a phone in order to set off the bomb. He will have already kidnapped Rachel Dawes and Harvey Dent. They will be set up in bombs, only one can be saved. He gives Batman the wrong address so that they will Harvey instead of Rachel. His final plan is to give two fairies a remote to blow the opposite boat up. One with civilians and one with prisoners of a prison, hoping to blow up the other boat. These plans are all designated to bring out the worst side of people and unleash their natural instinct of fear and desperation, causing havoc amongst Gotham City. Christian Bale reprises his role as Batman/Bruce Wayne in this film. Throughout the runtime of this movie, Bruce struggles to control the reigning chaos caused by the Joker. He revitalized his suit to better combat the city, as his previous suit was too bulky to keep up with the antics of the Joker. The new suit, while more streamlined, loses protection against blades due to gaps in the armor plating, which comes as an advantage to the Joker as his weapons of choice is knives. Batman is seen by the public as someone who will keep the order of Gotham. With the Joker there only to cause chaos, this clashes with Batman. Quoting the Joker as he states, "When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object," showing that the Joker is perfect rival to Batman, as nothing he can do will stop the Joker. Even when he is captured or dead, the Joker still haunts Gotham with the death of Harvey Dent, the attempt to hide the atrocities Harvey caused. Batman sees good in Gotham City despite the corruption of all the criminal underworld. He is the opposite of the Joker and still believes there is hope for Gotham's survival as a city. Now for the bit you've all been waiting for, and my personal favourite. Let's talk about the Joker. The Joker was implemented into this film incredibly well, as he fits to this more realistic DC universe. This makes his violent and emotional state feel all the more real, causing the audience to both relate and fear him. Joker was played by the late actor Heath Ledger, who was almost unrecognisable for this role as the iteration of the Joker. This character was exceedingly unstable but also well thought out. Having Heath Ledger to play the Joker made for a more intelligent villain that was very well utilised. His main objective in this film is to cause chaos for Batman, and the Joker enjoys tormenting him. The Joker is an unconventional villain as he is not after money or power, he just wants to cause anarchy. The Joker is an agent of chaos in this movie. He puts Batman to his very limits and takes everything from him in the end. The Joker may have been captured at the end of this film, but he was still victorious in everything that he'd gone out to accomplish. He brought out Harvey Dent's darker side, took the most important thing away from both Harvey and Bruce Wayne, and permanently impacted Gotham. No matter what happens to him, his destruction lives on, swallowing Gotham City in a haze of misery and chaos. The third and final character I will be talking about is Harvey Dent. Aaron Eckhart took on this role and honestly did a terrific job as Harvey. His portrayal of a righteous cop who, when he loses everything, embraces his hatred and lets it out on Gotham. Until the end of the film, he refused to give up to the corruption that leached its way through Gotham. But his rage grew enormously when Rachel was taken from him, leaving him with nothing to lose. Harvey was a smart detective and used this to his advantage, often using his double-sided coin to get information. While previously being the face of an advert, he quickly elevated his reputation. He is portrayed as the so-called White Knight of this film because of the apparent purity, but like everybody, he has his flaws of being two-faced after his nickname Harvey Two-Face, which ended up being his fate. He was a slow-developing villain and didn't get much screen time as Two-Face, but the character was well implemented into the storyline and fitted the tone of the movie. Harvey was not only a great supporting character, but an interesting villain to say the least. Lastly, I want to talk about the music and the CGI of this film. The songs were composed by Hans Zimmer and were very fitting for the tense atmosphere, especially the Joker's theme, which put me on the edge while hearing it, as I knew he was lurking about nearby whenever I heard it. Zimmer composed for many other well-known films like Dune, No Time to Die, and Gladiator. While not a massive CGI movie, it's been used to assist scenes and works well with this movie's rugged, realistic aesthetic. The soundtrack is very greatly composed and works with every scene that is played. I'm very sorry for the long wait, and this has been a long type of video. I really hope you enjoyed, hope you liked this video, and like and subscribe. See you in the next one. I hope this video does well. Adios!